everyone. Welcome back to the Cadence Spotlight. My name is Haley, and I'm the Director of Marketing here at Event Cadence. We created this series to shine a spotlight on our client facing team and some of the amazing experiences they create for our customers. Today, I have with me one of our account leads, Lai-Sin Gill. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, welcome, Lai-Sin. Thanks for joining today.
Hi, thank you so much, Haley.
We're going to have a lot of fun. And I know everyone's busy this time of year, so let's just jump right in. My first question for you is when a client is looking at a solution like ours, what do you think makes Cadence the right choice for them?
Thanks, Haley. Well, I think the reason why Event Cadence is the right solution for them and why it's the right platform for them is because our platform is very intuitive, it's very flexible, it is very powerful. But what sets us, I think, apart from the rest is that how hands-on our team is. So we meet clients where they are, we guide them through their process, and we make sure that they feel very supported every step of the way. So we're not just providing software, we're providing a partnership. So what they get with the Cadence team is a team that truly is invested in their success and someone that's going to walk them through the platform, right? We're not just handing them a tool and saying, here you go. So honestly, what sets us apart is the partnership that you get from us, apart from a very powerful software tool that can be customized to what you need.
That's so true. I know our team really prides themselves, especially as I've been having these conversations with different people on the customer success team. You really do see yourselves as an extension of that organization, and you're willing to adapt and adjust based on their needs. So I know that's one of the big value adds that we bring to any client or organization. But what do you think is, and maybe it's what you just mentioned, but what do you think is the most important value that we deliver to our clients?
So I think that's a really great question, right? Because the most important value that we deliver, I think, is actually confidence. Is our values or our clients are always working under really tight timelines, really high stakes. Things might be constantly shifting internally, and knowing that they have a platform that works for them and a team that is invested in their success, that is going to anticipate what they need. We're going to solve problems quickly, and we're going to keep everything running smoothly so they have that confidence and that peace of mind. Because once they have that confidence, that then allows them to focus on their own content, the connections they're trying to make, because at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. We're here to make their lives easier. And when they have that confidence in us, that's really, really valuable.
Thank you in advance. That's a fabulous soundbite that I'll clip for our social media page. It's so true. We bring that confidence. Medical congresses or any event that you're having within our platform, they are such high stakes. There are a lot of moving pieces. So just to be able to have that peace of mind and know that you have a platform and a team to stand behind you so that you can focus on what matters to you and the value that you're trying to get out of that event is priceless. So I really appreciate that. And I know we talked a little bit about the team, and you mentioned briefly our platform. What I'd love to know from your perspective, there are some other platforms out there or other makeshift solutions that you could put together to be something like Event Cadence, but what do you think specifically makes our platform stand out?
So I think something that's really, really important about Cadence and what really sets us apart is we have that balance of both sophistication, but still being simple, and also that we're very, very customizable. So many platforms out there are going to force your customers into very rigid structures or might hand you something that is overly complicated, right? But Cadence manages to be very, very customizable without feeling too complicated. So customers don't have to do what you're showing them. We can adapt to what their need is. So again, we can meet them where they are because how one account might work might not be the same how another account works. But our product is so good in the fact that you can customize that to your team, even if your teams are different within the same account. We can even go as deep as customizing that. And I think that's really important when you make things make sense to what you're working with, what you're doing every single day.
That's such a good point. I'm sure you speak from a lot of experience being one of our account leads. You have to work with different teams who have different objectives. So I'm wondering, maybe is there an example of a recent Congress where your team or the platform really demonstrated why Event Cadence is the best?
So I'm actually going to point on two different things here. So both our platform and our team, because at a recent medical congress, while we were attending the booth walkthrough before a congress kicked off, there was a request that we overheard for a different vendor that unfortunately wasn't going to be able to complete that request because it came through in the evening over the weekend. And as you know, sometimes that's very hard because teams aren't 24 hours, but we were on site. So we were actually able to kind of jump in and say, hey, I heard what you just asked. I understand they're not able to do it, but how can we help? So we actually jumped in. We worked with the other vendor as well as the team lead, and then we were able to set everything up for what they needed before the doors even opened. So it was really great. Even though it wasn't something that initially came to us, again, we were able to be super proactive. We were able to customize the platform to be what they needed to be at that moment. And at the end of the day, our planner actually came up and told us that they had never seen an event platform respond just so quickly and collaborative and willing to work with other vendors as well. And I think that really shows the power of not only our platform, right, that we're able to customize something right away. We overhear a need and we say, hey, we can do that. Let me show you how we can do that. But also the fact that our people that are there and that are behind it, and we're able to drive that, which again, I don't know that you get that with many other platforms.
You're right. It's such a testament to your flexibility and the fact that you're anticipating the needs. And that really only happens when you have a team like ours that's as invested as they are. Your success is our success. We have that all over our services page, and we really mean it. So I love to hear you say that and that it all worked out great. So we talked a little bit about the team and the platform at large, but I'd love to dig a little bit more into that platform aspect. There are a lot of great features that help our clients, but is there one that's your favorite or one that you love showing off to them when they're new or anything along those lines?
So I think that's something that is very common across anywhere that you work, right? Is working in silos and one team not knowing what's happening here or there. So we actually have a really, really amazing appointment feature. It's clean. It makes it super easy to visualize who is meeting with who. And that's one feature that I just absolutely love because you're able to see what other team members are doing, who they're meeting with, so that you're not flying blind, right? You're able to see, hey, this person's meeting with somebody who I might be interested in meeting. Maybe let's reach out and coordinate and try to approach this in a much more holistic manner. And within our appointment feature, we do have little things that make things very easy, like our scheduling feature. We are also able to see if the person you're looking to meet is already meeting with somebody else and what time. Maybe let's try to meet, like I said, let's coordinate and either meet at the same time or let's try to find a different time that makes sense for that person. But really, the power, I think, of our platform also pulls from the little things, right? We have amazing filters that you're able to utilize to see just specific appointments. We now have a calendar view, so you can see your appointments in that calendar view like you're used to in your Outlook. And really, quite frankly, my favorite thing is the real-time updates. So let's say that you're at a meeting, you're coming up, and the person you're meeting with just showed up to your meeting. Cadence can actually send you a real-time update that says, hey, so-and-so, your person has checked into your meeting. And I cannot tell you how many times that has helped. I see people running down the hallway being like, oh my gosh, the person I'm here to meeting with is already here. So I think that's also fantastic. Just having that little real time, like, hey, don't forget you have a meeting, because people do forget. So really, really do love that.
I love to hear you describe that. The visibility is such an important factor. And it's really a win win win. It's a win for the people who are managing the meetings, which in this case, it sounds like us, but sometimes other people are using the platform as well, other vendors. It's a win for the organization for all of the reasons you mentioned. And it's a win for the KOL, SL, HCP, because they have the up-to-date information right at their fingertips too. They have the appointment request. If multiple teams at one organization are making that same request, they don't have to come back to the booth 3 times. It's a win-win-win, I like to say. And do
Yes,
you have an example of one of these wins that you've seen with your clients? So any like client success story that shows some of the impact that we can make for them?
So I know specifically, there was a team that told us that before they partnered with Cadence, Congress season felt really chaotic to them. They were constantly worried about, am I missing a meeting that I'm supposed to be on that I don't know about? They were worried about reaching out to someone more than once, or just really trying to see what teams were doing. So when they were having their leaders come to them and say, hey, what is X team doing or what is Y team doing? They didn't know how to answer. And then after partnering with us, they've said that, it has felt a lot more structured, a lot more calm, very manageable, because they are able to go into the platform and see what the team is doing. And not only that, they're able to reach out or do it themselves if they want to. They're able to get reports that they weren't able to provide to leadership before. A lot of the reporting they were doing for the leadership team was post Congress, but where they were really lacking was during that planning phase, right? Like what are they doing? They really want to see all that effort that's going into the Congress. So it's been really great to see that their stress has decreased. Their confidence has grown, because now when they're showing up to these leadership meetings, they're able to show up with actual reports. We can do some slides for them. So just overall, it's been really great to kind of see how it's been making things a lot easier for them. It's been giving them a lot of good confidence. And also just because once you're able to get what you need right from the platform, it supports you in making sure that your job is just easier. It's going to change how you're experiencing your work, because hopefully we're there to make things easier for you. So it's really nice to see that this team specifically has gotten a lot of success out of using Cadence.
And I don't think anyone ever in the world has ever not wanted something to be easier, right? Like that's
Yeah.
something we can all get behind. Easier is better. It gives you the time to, think about your overall strategy instead of all of that nitty gritty details along the way. So I totally agree. And Lysine, before we wrap up today, I know we're headed into the holidays here. I would love to hear something that you're grateful for or thankful for, whether it's about your role, the team, the work you do. What are you grateful for this year?
Okay. Let's see. Well, this year, as we all know, we spent a ton of time at work. It's most of the time that we have in our lives. And quite frankly, I'm grateful for the people that I work with. Our team is super supportive. We're sharp. We are genuinely invested in each other's successes. And, and customer success, we deal with a lot of fast moving challenges, but I never feel like I'm facing those challenges alone, because I'm really thankful and really fortunate to be part of a team that celebrates not only wins together, but we also back each other up. And we really care about the experiences that we're delivering to our accounts, which, I'm also grateful for the relationships we therefore then build with our customers, because they do trust us with some of things that are very complex, very sensitive, and it's very meaningful to me to be part of that success at the end of the day. So, being in this role where I can problem solve and connect with people and make their lives hopefully a little easier, that's also something that I'm really thankful for.
I love to hear you say that. It's always a good feeling to know that someone's there to have your back. And I feel the same way with our team at Cadence. And I think that does extend out to our customers too. It's, long hours together, weekends. So you definitely make some bonds along the way. Well, thank you so much for joining me again today, Lysine. And if you're listening to this and interested in hearing more about Event Cadence, head to our website, eventcadence.com, or you can always reach out on any of our social media platforms. So once again, thank you, Lysine. Thanks for joining, and everyone, have a great day.